What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real, Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. All right, people. So, to all the fake ass Christians out there, this is what a real Christian sounds like. This is what a real Christian supposed to stand for. Not this buffoonery, racism, fake ass Christian nationalist bullshit. You know, just you say you're a Christian nationalist, you know you're just saying you ain't nothing but a racist, right? That's all I need you to know. But let's just jump right into it, people. Shout out to this pastor. Shout out to this pastor. We're going to get right into it.
By Sheath Underwear. For more information about Sheath, visit the link in the description below or wait till the end of this video to hear more about them from me.
Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated, but I'm overwhelmed seeing the flags of the United States of America at half-staff calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist.
Alfred Street Baptist Church is a church in Alexandria.
Hey, shout out to Jesse Dollamore for this clip. Shout out to him.
Virginia, just across the river here in Washington, D.C., from where I live in Washington, D.C. And I want to play a couple of clips for you from the 8 a.m. service yesterday, where Pastor Howard John Wesley gave a powerful sermon. And he didn't talk about what actually political violence is, but he's adjacent to it. He's close to it. In fact, let me say this before I get to these clips.
Let me just say this. I don't really give a damn about political violence because what's that? Because I don't. The right needs to. Anytime you say anything about political violence or anything, woke anything, they just like to take shit and make up their own definition of words and what they mean. So I don't really give a damn about political violence. I don't give a fuck how they use woke. They even trying to change the definition of racism, people. So, you know, anytime they say, at this point, I don't give a damn what MAGA says. We don't believe. But anyway, let's move on.
Just wrote a Substack on what political violence means in the wake of the political violence against Charlie Kirk. But it's not the only kind of political violence. We need to keep our eye on the ball about what kind of policies we can bring to bear to end political violence in this country. And you might not think of political violence in the way that it's framed, but violence is violence. Negative outcomes, death, as a result of policy, that is political violence on populations.
That's true.
But I'll put a link below. I would highly encourage you to just at least subscribe to her Substack and check it out. But let's talk about Howard John Wesley, the pastor from the Alfred Street Baptist Church. I'm going to play these clips in reverse because I watched a lot larger segment of his sermon than what was just the viral moment talking about directly Charlie Kirk. And there's another element of this that I want to talk about that kind of aligns with what Brittany wrote. But let me say this. One, it's very refreshing. It's a relief to be able to talk about a pastor and not break out the bat phone to Jesus as though I'm talking about one of these false prophets of God that claim they speak
and I actually agree with him. You got to remember, Jesse Dalamo used to be very religious as well as I used to be, right? So, like, for us, people like us, we know what a real pastor, a real Christian, a person that is very religious, what they really genuinely stand for, and we know good pastors, right? That's why I said I'm not hating on pastors or religion or nothing like that. It's good people that do good work around the world, and just off of the strength of them being religious and believing in God. So I don't knock religion. I just don't like people using religion as a like how the MAGA does a lot, right? They try to use God to protect their racism, right? So that's what I don't like about people like that. I don't have anything against religious people. If you good religious folks, you actually believe in what you believe in and you live by it, I don't have a problem with it, because it ain't no different from having just good morals. So it's the motherfucking, like he said, the false prophets out here, the motherfuckers that use God to do harmful shit. But anyway, let's move on.
The Almighty to you as a conduit from the creator of the universe, the creator of everything seen and unseen. It's nice. It's refreshing, right? So here is Pastor Howard John Wesley talking about the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, and that we're not celebrating it. He didn't deserve to die. We're not happy about it. But he's overwhelmed. It's kind of the theme here.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, see, the problem is, I think what MAGA is I think they're not that stupid, but they so much in the cult, and they gotta listen to everything that Donald Trump tells them to do, so they just fall in line. But I think they know we not glorifying his death. I don't think that we wanted Charlie Kirk to die. But we're not going to sit here and try to, and the pastor's going to say something, and I'm gonna get on to what he's saying, and that's how I genuinely feel. But a part of how I genuinely feel about this whole Charlie Kirk shit, and anybody like him, we're not trying, you're not going to rewrite history about who someone was because they got assassinated or they died in a certain way. Right? Like I told you, I don't give a damn how Charlie Kirk would have died. Right? Didn't wish it on him. Didn't hope it for him. I'm not sad about it, but you're not going to pretend that he wasn't who he was. Like I said, he could have died any different tragic way. He could have fell off the bridge. He could have fell down the steps. Like my cousin, I think he been dead for about 5 years now. One of my older cousins, he was a pastor, and he just tragically out of the blue fell down the steps and he died. You get what I mean? Like Charlie Kirk could have died that way, and I still wouldn't have gave a damn. I still would have felt the same way. It doesn't have nothing to do with about him being assassinated, or the dude sniping him. It had nothing to do with that. Nobody wished death on the man. Well, I'm gonna speak for a lot of our black folks. We didn't wish harm on him, because I'm just telling you, some of them liberals, them white liberals, they be going in, boy. And they still going in because they pissed because they mad because the right wing MAGA and them trying to rewrite history. And so they write pissed. But anyway, let's move on.
It's a viral moment. And then we'll talk about it on the other side.
And I do not celebrate the killing of anyone. Charlie Kirk did not deserve to be assassinated.
And let me say this too, because for some weird reason, MAGA don't think this how I feel. He didn't deserve to get killed. Not assassinated. Not like that. Now, like I told you, he could have died any other way, and I still would have felt the same way. But he didn't deserve that. Honestly. And the reason I say that is because I'm better than MAGA. They would wish that and be like, he should have died. Right? Just how they did George Floyd. Right? All the awful shit they said. But I'm not going to be like them. No, he didn't deserve to die like that. No, he ain't deserved to get assassinated. Even though he was a horrible person. But like I said, I'm not God. I don't get to wish harm and death on people. First of all, that shit is evil. Like if you just to say that shit is like I feel fucked up. Like I wish death on you. Like yo, ugh. Like you get what I mean? Like it don't feel right in your spirit. Spiritually, I don't feel good about that. You know what I mean? Wishing death on Charlie Kirk. No, wish that on nobody. Because like I said, everybody's redeemable, right? You can start off bad and redeem yourself, right? But like I said, people move around in life thinking they're going to live forever. Or they got time to make up for shit. No. When you realize that you got to move a certain type of way in life just on morals, stick to that shit. Don't try to go outside of that shit. Don't do shit for money. You don't die with money. You don't die with even fame. Just want people to understand that. You don't die with none of this shit. And listen, MAGA can lie about this dude all they want. This shit will be in the history books of who he genuinely is. This shit is on the internet. It's not going anywhere. So I don't know why they lying. Listen, they ain't gotta glorify this dude to make him seem like he's the next coming to Martin Luther King. They ain't got to do that. All they can do is say it was a tragic death. We don't wish this on our worst enemy. Nobody should get assassinated. You know, even them just saying they're going to miss Charlie Kirk. I have no problem with that. But to sit there and try to make this dude a martyr, is bullshit. And then try to compare him like he's on the same level as Martin Luther King. Are you fucking crazy? Listen, I know I do what I do. I know I got morals, but I would never, ever in my fucking life ever compare myself to one of our ancestors like Martin Luther King. Ever. And I'm black. And I know better than to do some shit like that. First of all, it's disrespectful. But it's delusional if I thought that. I ain't did nowhere close to what Martin Luther King has done for our people. Nowhere near that. But they're going to try to say this racist is compared to Martin Luther King. Okay. Let's move on.
Overwhelmed. Seeing the flags of the United States of America at half staff, calling this nation to honor and venerate a man who was an unapologetic racist and spent all of his life sowing seeds of division and hate into this land.
Now let me say this too. I think people got it fucked up too. MAGA. He didn't have to continue to go out, and which I didn't hear him ever do, but He don't have to go out and just call black people niggers. He don't have to do exactly of a person like of a David Duke would do. Like I told you, it's a lot of people that's in the closet racist. Some of them are liberal. White liberals. You get what I mean? Like, you don't have to call black people niggers for us to see you as a racist. It is so many other things and things you can say. And just because you got one black friend that you like, or a couple of them, don't mean shit. It's like the craziest shit I seen was Ben Shapiro went to the Breakfast Club, and somehow, some way, that makes somehow people gonna pretend that Ben Shapiro is not a racist. And I'm like, oh, well, Kenny, he's a Jew. Don't mean shit. It's a religion. He's still a white European. He's still a white person. Just like if you just say, I'm a Christian. You nigga ain't no different than saying you're a Jew. You're a Jewish person. People are Christian people. The fuck is the difference? It's a religion. It's black Jewish people out here too. It's black Jews. The fuck are you talking about? No, Ben Shapiro is a racist too. I don't give a fuck he going to Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club should be ashamed of themselves for allowing that piece of shit on there. The man sat on Bill Maher Friday and straight lied to his face. And then he think, cause like Mega just think they can just lie and get away with shit now. And because nobody's fact checking him. But he went on Bill Maher, and Bill Maher is in a closet racist. I keep telling people about him. So he's no better. But Bill Maher caught him in a fucking lie. Said, no, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. But anyway, because he was talking about the shooter. He was talking about the shooter was a transgender, all this other crazy bullshit. Anyway, let's move on.
And hearing people with selective rage who are mad about Charlie Kirk but didn't give a damn about Melissa Hortman and her husband when they were shot down in their home.
And I said that he's talking about the Democratic couple. Was it Milwaukee? I'm sorry, I'm getting this wrong. Is Minnesota or Milwaukee? And I think some other people got shot too, but they just got injured, I think. But they didn't say nothing. Trump didn't lower a flag for them. And they accomplished more in their career of having an impact on people than fucking Charlie Kirk. Because he was out here spreading hate. Somehow that makes him worthy. But like I said, the pastor right.
We ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life. I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible.
And let me say this. This will make me want to go back to church. This pastor right here, he'll make me want to go back to church. Because he's speaking facts. And I like when our pastors stand up, like stand on black business too. That's what I like. Because listen. We can't keep having compassion for evil people. I just don't understand why. You remember like something a while ago, was it the dude, I forgot your name. He got killed by the woman cop. She might be out of jail by now too. I think, was it Texas? Could have been. But she killed him, and the mother and shit. And I guess I think it was the mother and the father. They went up there and talked about they go pray for her, they forgive her and all that shit. Like, nah, we not doing that. And then we came to find out that she was a racist. She was saying a whole bunch of racist shit, text messages, Facebook messages and shit. We found out this bitch was a racist. Like, but see, that's what leads to this type of reality that we have now, because some black people think because you religious, you got to forgive and you got to pray for other people. You don't have to do none of that. Only God says people are worthy in that way. You don't speak for God. You just try to deliver the message that you believe of God, of the goodness of who he is. Other than that, you don't get to dictate. Like, nobody knows God. That's my whole thing. That's what fucks me up. But anyway, let's move on.
Where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived.
And let me say this. Facts. You hear what he said again. Let's go back. Listen to what this pastor says. These are facts of what he's saying. Listen to this.
And her husband, when they were shot down in their home, tell me I ought to have compassion for the death of a man who had no respect for my own life.
Facts.
I am sorry, but there's nowhere in Bible where we are taught to honor evil. And how you die does not redeem how you lived.
Facts. Just because motherfuckers die, you don't get to rewrite their history because they're dead. And let me say this. I think the one thing, I'm going to tell you, listen, it's a good and a bad thing with some of these little drill rappers. Because you got to understand what that drill shit, them niggas, they've been killing each other, friends and family members. And so they're hurt by that. And so they disrespect. Now, I'm going to graves and shit like that. Come on now. But we almost taking a note from the drill rappers. Like, motherfucker, I don't have to show you love because you was evil and bad. Like you get what I mean? Like, if you did me some harm, I don't have to have sorrow for your life. If you're dead. You have brought me harm. I do not have to I don't have to show any compassion for you because you're dead. You tried to bring me harm. You brought harm to me. I don't know where that say that in the Bible. Where you got to show compassion for people that died, that brought evil to people, that brought harm to people. Where they do that at? And like he said, you can't change, like, it's like rewriting the person's history. And that's when I always talk about all the forefathers. Motherfuckers be celebrating these certain these racist birthdays and shit that they put out that make it holidays. Like, don't be celebrating that shit. They were slave owners. They brought harm to us. Now, white people, y'all want to go ahead and celebrate them so-called racist forefathers? Go right ahead. But black people, we do not have to do that. The Native Americans either. I don't get it, man. I get it, but I don't get it. Mega, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
You do not become a hero in your death when you are a weapon of the enemy in your life.
Facts. Charlie Kirk's no hero because he's dead. Now they just trying to rewrite history. You had JD Vance did Charlie Kirk's show today and straight lied. Just blatantly came out and straight lied, people. Said that Charlie Kirk did not say this about black women. When I told you, he said they didn't have the main paraphrasing, the main muscle to, or they weren't basically saying they weren't competent enough to be in the position that they did. They stole white people's jobs. He genuinely said that. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit with that. But then JD Vance tried to say he did not say none of that. Mega, this is why we can't have compassion for y'all. Y'all are blatantly sitting our face and lie about shit that we know is factually true. And then try to pretend that we tripping. We fake news. No, y'all been fake news. All y'all do is put out misinformation and conspiracy theories and lies all day. It's all y'all do to make y'all racist ass feel better about yourselves. I tell you this is why I say we better than y'all. We don't have to do that. We don't have to lie to make ourselves feel better. You know why? Because we try to live our lives the way we say we live our lives. Y'all are frauds. Y'all are a bunch of scam artists. You ain't no different than Trump. That's why y'all connect with the fraud. Trump always been a scam artist and been getting away with it his whole entire life. And that's why y'all connect with him, because y'all ain't nothing but scam artists. You've been lying to everybody. You've been lying to yourself. But it's okay. Let's move on.
I can abhor the violence that took your life, but I don't have to celebrate how you chose to live.
And what he means by that is that these MAGA people, you don't get to tell us and lie to us who Charlie Kirk was and what he said and what he meant and what he stood for. You don't get to do that. And listen, MAGA, you get mad a lot. Y'all ain't no different than Charlie Kirk. Y'all a bunch of racists too. Like, I need y'all to know that. Like, I know y'all trying to rewrite history and make Charlie Kirk this big thing like that, but I know why. Because you know he's a racist. Because you're a racist. That's why, honestly, it don't really bother me that y'all trying to do that. I just don't like the coons doing it. Because they should know better. That's why I be mad. I be mad at the coon black Negroes that be doing this shit. Trying to pretend this man is somewhat great. Trying to defend racism and you black. Okay, bro. That's what I'm upset about. I'm not mad at you, MAGAs. Y'all trying to rewrite history for Charlie Kirk. Go ahead. And we will continue to keep telling y'all and keep putting it out here to the world that Charlie Kirk was a racist and a piece of shit. You listen, you gotta know that this man is bad when a pastor comes out. He's a religious person. I know y'all hate black people, but he's religious. He's a very Christian man, Christian person. He's very religious. And he's saying, fuck that shit. Not literally, but in certain ways. Same shit I have been saying. And a lot of us have been saying. Fuck that. We don't condone how he died. You know, nobody wished that on him, but we ain't celebrating it and we ain't upset about it. We emotionless about it. We don't have no emotions about it. It just is what it is. Like I said, I feel the same way how whenever these innocent children in gun violence, regardless of who's the person behind the trigger that kills these innocent kids, and all these mega people and so-called Christian nationalists, these so-called religious white folks and religious people pretend that they're religious, and all they can say is my condolences. Like, why y'all can't accept that? Because we kind of saying the same thing. Our condolences go out to y'all because y'all feelings hurt, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess it don't really mean shit because we don't really mean it. Because y'all don't really mean it. So we kind of like doing the same shit. So it don't feel good, do it. Because we don't really mean it. Like, out, prayers and condolences go out. Like, we don't really mean that. And neither do y'all when these innocent kids get gunned down in these classrooms, mind their own damn business, trying to live life, thinking they got a life ahead of them. They families thinking, I'm going to work, my kid is safe. And then they get a call and their kid is dead. You can give a fuck about that. And you don't care. So don't sit here with your fake ass outrage of trying to tell us that we got to care about fucking Charlie Kirk, a fucking racist. At least he lived 31 years. Them kids didn't even get to live half of their life. Sorry. Thoughts and prayers. And we don't really mean it. I told y'all this shit don't feel good. I told you karma's a bitch. Maggie, y'all all hurt and shit. I told you. It ain't, listen. Some people don't believe in karma, but I do. And I'm telling you, it's like what goes around comes around. That's karma. It's the same shit. You can't keep doing shit to people and thinking nothing ain't gonna happen to you. Now, Mega, they hurt. They sad. They in mourning now. But they still talking gangster. But anyway, let's move on.
Overwhelmed.
Let me also say this. I'm not a church-going fella. I'm not a praying guy. I'm not a religious guy. Not anymore.
Me neither.
But having grown up in Christian nationalist churches,
well, not Christian nationalist. I grew up in
this being a Christian nation.
Yeah, I didn't grow up like that, but I grew up as a Christian. But I didn't grow up like he's saying, like a Christian nationalist. I never grew up like that. But he's talking about a little more like evangelicals. That's kind of what that shit is. White evangelical type of shit. That's what he's talking about. Because I think he's from like Omaha. No, not Omaha. Is it Omaha? I forgot where Jesse is from. But he's from where ain't nothing but white people and shit.
In an evangelical flavor of Christianity. If I was to ever go back to church, if I was to regain my faith, I think I'd be going to a black church. And not for the emotionality of it, even though that does appeal to me, and not because of the good music, and that definitely appeals to me. I still listen to gospel music. Odd, right? It's for the liberation theology. It's for the equality message. It's for the things that I try to live my life based on. It's a message.
And listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. See, Jesse is one of those white people that is a redeemed. I wouldn't say he was a racist, but he most likely was a bigot. Because if you live in that white Christian nationalist, that evangelical shit, you usually kind of be a racist. Like you kind of got bigotry shit that they teach you. Because you're not really around black folks like that and other minorities. So you just see the world the way you see it. Right? And some people be like, how could that be? Listen, I told you the country has been for a long period of time. Y'all keep thinking that the country has, like, all of a sudden the civil rights have been, and you think that segregation doesn't exist anymore. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jesse Dollemore is probably around in his late 40s. So he's not that much older than I am. So he probably grew up in the 70s. Shit been segregated. I don't know why people don't understand that. I'm glad, put it this way, shout out to Jesse Dollemore. I'm glad you on the right side of history, my brother. My white brother. I'll fuck with Jesse Dollemore. I told you, I don't have hate in my heart for a whole race of people. That shit is stupid to think that. Because you don't want people to think that about you. So why would you hate a whole race of people and assume everybody's like that? I don't think all white people is racist. I believe it's a lot more good white folks out here than you think. And Jesse's one of them. So, like, it's just, the little small majority right now is just they feel like they winning. And like I said, hopefully these next couple of years open up people's mind. Even a lot of, especially black folks. Like, get your ass out and vote, man. Educate yourselves on policies and political shit. Pay attention. This what's going on does not supposed to be happening. It really genuinely doesn't. But like I told everybody, I believe it's a God, and I always believe I'm more of a spiritual person, but I believe it's a man upstairs and shit. But I believe he put shit in front of us to see how we gonna react to it. You know what I mean? Like, which side where you gonna go? You gonna do the right thing, or you gonna do the bad thing? Or you gonna do what was easy? So I told you, being bad and siding with bad and fucked up shit is easy to do. Doing the right thing is hard. And standing for what's right is hard. It's very hard. Especially in these day and times. Like, motherfuckers, people weird, man. But like I said, I believe God put these type of situations in front of us and in our lives to see how we gonna react to it. And that's why I keep telling Mega, you're on the wrong side of history, and for some weird reason you don't think so, but you will find out. Just like y'all people, your ancestors was on the wrong side of history when you enslaved black folks, when you did your shit to the Native Americans, and how you treated all other types of race. They didn't just treat black people bad. They treated Italians bad. They treated the Japanese bad. Come on, man. Treated the Korean people bad. Like, they always treated other races of people bad. We just got the worst of it. That's all. The Mexicans, everybody. Shit, they still treat Puerto Rico like shit. But I'll tell you one goddamn thing. I wish we was Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico don't know how to do it, nigga. I wish they would give us a whole motherfucking land of black people who just can chill. We amongst ourselves. I wish we did have some shit like that. People say Jamaica, but you know. Yeah. It is what it is.
That white Christians who call themselves adherents to Donald Trump should maybe listen to. It's actually the words from the New Testament of Jesus Christ, the red letters in the New Testament about taking care of the sick and the infirmed, feeding the hungry, clothing the poor. It's a message that is Christ-like. This next clip actually came before the one.
And people, I wanted to put it out there. Your boy Brandon Tatum having a hard time over there. I tried to tell that motherfucker. That shit gonna run out. All of them. Now that shit get ready to run out for him. All that coonery shit, that shit get ready to run. Canizons too. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got my followers. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all to death. And the more the channel grow, I appreciate it. Right? Tell somebody to know somebody. But I listen, I'm glad I think I haven't seen my shit. Matter of fact, let me see my shit. See how many followers. I mean, people that rock with the channel subscribe. Let me see something. We almost at 500. We at 491. And I remember I started when I rebranded everything and I started doing everything I was doing. I think I was down like in the hundreds or something like that, 100 and something. So I appreciate all y'all. Nothing but love for y'all. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. But listen, I'd rather have my little close to 500 subscribers. Because that's how people would look at your little 500 subscribers. I appreciate them. Because it seems like when these motherfuckers get all, like they get the same goofy shit and start trying to entertain. Like if you got an entertaining platform, then entertain. I'm okay with that. But when then you start talking about politics and shit like that, this shit is not supposed to be entertaining. This is real life. This shit affects people's lives. You know what I mean? When I talk about healthcare and policies and shit on this show, this shit affects my life, everybody's lives. You know what I mean? But the sit here and you entertain over there, but then you want to come over here and play around with real shit. Nobody got time for that. Politics is not fun. It's not. It's nothing fun about it. Because this shit deals with real life. People lose their health care. Nigga, that shit is real. People can die. This shit ain't supposed to be fun. You heard the dude, I forgot the fucking little racist bigot little motherfucker, Charlemagne homeboy. Swole, you talking about, I remember when politics was fun. You just a goofy. You're a bullshit ass comment. I believe my honest opinion, you're a racist. And so you just thought that it was fun? Politics is fun? It's not fun. People's lives get affected for how you vote and how you receive information. And policies affect people's lives. Ain't nothing fun about this shit. But anyway, let's move on.
You just heard, but I didn't want people clicking off because it comes across a little sermony. It's not. I want you to stick around. Please stick around for this. But he's talking about being overwhelmed, and he really nails it about they want us to mourn Charlie Kirk and celebrate his life while they inflict upon us violence. He doesn't use the word, but it is, again, as Brittany so poignantly wrote, it is political violence.
And let me say this too, to all the Mexicans, all the immigrants, y'all better wake up. Listen. Trump told you he was coming after y'all and your family members. All right, man. In the bad part about it, they genuinely thought Project 2025 was a hoax because Trump said that he has nothing to do with Project 2025. But mind you, soon that motherfucker got in office, a lot of those motherfuckers that was a part of that and helped create Project 2025 is in his cabinet. They all got positions. And y'all dumbasses believed him. Listen, this is what's bothering me about the Mexican community. The man is known for lying. Like, how? Okay, man. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for y'all. Get your ass back where you're supposed to. Come on back home. Come on back home. Listen, I'm not saying the Democrats are great. All I'm saying is, you want to continue? You still want this shit to continue? Nah, nigga, I'm voting Democrat, nigga. Sorry. And I damn sure won't be voting for Eric Adams. You New York motherfuckers better not be voting for that fucking coon-ass nigga and that motherfucking sexual abuser, allegedly, Chris Cuomo brother. Y'all better not vote for that motherfucker. Listen, man, use your common sense. Like I said, if you was politically savvy and you educated yourself and you stop fucking around in life, you would know who's good Democrats and not. Please, the people that's in Chuck Schumer in his district, make sure y'all vote against that motherfucker and put a good Democrat in there. God damn. Chuck Schumer is horrible. I believe Chuck Schumer is an inner closet bigot. How the fuck do you keep siding with Israel and you see what's happening to these Pakistani kids? And you a Jewish man, you should know better. Nah, get the fuck out of here. Cory Booker, oh, they got to go. But pay attention, my people. Stop letting these people slide because they Democrats. No. We can do two things at once. We can get the bad Democrats out there that ain't going to do shit. That's bad motherfuckers. And put the good ones in there. And we ain't got to vote fucking Republican. Get the fuck out of there. Listen, I'm not saying Chuck Schumer is so much better than the right. But is he a little better than the right? Yes. Would you get your freedoms and shit? Yes. Will we get policies that help us? Yes, he would do it. Now, the shit with Israel and all that shit, that's a whole nother different story. I told you, the one thing I actually agree with Trump on is America first and certain shit. We need to get back to doing shit for us. But to alienate our fucking allies and shit like that and try to side with dictators, no, I'm not good with that shit. Fuck out of here, Trump. And you dumb maggots. Y'all dumb as a motherfucker. We losing in the world. Y'all don't even understand what's happening. Thinking we so goddamn powerful. We not as powerful as we used to be. Putin and Kim and the dude from China and the other Muslim dude, I think it was Libya, one Muslim country. Man, you get them niggas together. Man, that should have proved to y'all that we ain't that powerful. China kicking our ass right now. Y'all just don't know. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, people, I'm back. Let's get back into it.
And watch Howard John Wesley, the pastor of Alfred Street Baptist Church in Alexandria, Virginia.
Beloved, I don't know about you, but I came to tell you today I come to this sanctuary being overwhelmed. You know overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed daily, finding the historical lies of the narrative of white supremacy and the nation that caters to white guilt and forces me to prove the equality of my blackness every day. I am overwhelmed.
And let me say this to white folks. Just because black people, and not just black people, it's just a fact that I don't give a fuck if you're racist or you're not racist. All white people got white privilege, right? But you don't have to feel guilty about that. Just use that power to help others. Use your power. Use your privilege in a good way, not in a bad way, in a good way. You never should have to feel guilty about having some type of different shit. Listen, it's like black folks. That's why I be wanting black folks get more confident. Like, nigga, nothing really is really popping like that unless black people give it the stamp. Like, you know, the crazy shit I seen, right, was the Chris Brown challenge with his new song and shit. And you seeing all different races of people doing that shit. That's black people's power. Do you understand that we created that? We created this shit of this challenge. We do this shit to bring people together to see people doing some shit. I seen a white lady doctor with 3 black people doing her thing. Seen white cowboys and you know what I mean? Like Mexican. You see everybody. That's what black people do. We unify. That's our gift. White people, you got white privilege. Use it in a good way. Black people, you got the gift to bring people together. Use it in a good way. Because some of you can do some fuck shit. We got the gift of gab. I keep telling y'all. We got a different aura. Our aura is different. Our people been through some shit in this country. So our aura is just different. People are connected to us in a certain type of way, good or bad, but they just connected to us. Use that shit in a positive way. Fight for the injustice. And don't be ashamed of it. Don't feel guilty about it. And that goes to the good white folks. You got white privilege. Embrace that shit. Help people with it. Do right by people. Help others. Don't be ashamed. Yeah, your ancestors wasn't shit. So what? Now do better. Ashley can feel you in a certain type of way. White people that got white privilege and their ancestors did some fuck shit. I got people, I come from doing bad shit. I'm trying to make up for the fucked up shit I have done. We're not perfect. But listen, embrace your privileges, but use it in a good way. That's all. Let's move on. I don't want white people to ever feel guilty about what their ancestors did. Or I don't want them to feel guilty about white privilege. Just do better. Or at least try. Don't embrace what your ancestors did. Let's move on.
Listening to the voices of those who think they have this singular right to define and determine who belongs in America and who is an American when it was my forefathers and my foremothers who built this land. I'm overwhelmed with gun violence and mass shootings and threats against historically black colleges and universities that ain't had nothing to do with anything that went down this past week.
And think about that. The black people had nothing to do with, they had no evidence, no nothing. They didn't know what the suspect looked like that killed Charlie Kirk. White people got upset because they, for some reason, they thought that we was going to show empathy and sympathy for his death. We didn't wish it on him, but we don't care. They got mad because we didn't talk bad about him. We spoke the truth about him on who he was and who he was when he was on this earth. And just because he died, that don't get to erase all the horrible shit that he said and did. No, sorry. Let's move on.
I'm overwhelmed with the culture of division and violence that this administration fuels and fertilizes with an inability to show compassion for those who are in need. I'm overwhelmed to find out that $75 billion is being directed to the policing and the detention of undocumented individuals, while Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security and food assistance and 300,000 black women have lost their jobs under this administration.
And believe it or not, that's where a lot of that money is going. They're spending this shit on deporting people. That's why they cut Medicare. They got to pay for that shit somehow. That's why they cut Medicare. They cut Social Security. That's why unemployment is at its high. That's why we had this disaster as last month. Job reports. 22,000 jobs, but over 300 and something black women lost their jobs in months. Okay. Farmers out that bitch losing their businesses. White farmers at that. MAGA. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with this, huh? But I told you that racism be blinding the shit out, y'all. Y'all ignorant as fuck. That's why I call y'all a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers. Move on.
Overwhelmed with ICE raids and Klan rallies and threats against the Smithsonian and corporations backing off of DEI and executive orders.
And let me tell you something. He said Klan rallies. He's not just meaning motherfuckers from the Klan just coming out. They got the hoods and all that shit. Because he's probably saying that because he's from Virginia. Because there's a lot of that shit in Virginia. It's a lot of Klan in Virginia. They throwing a lot of Klan rallies in Virginia. I'll tell you that shit. And listen, they do it in Maryland, but it's like it's far out. And like some what we call like the boondocks. Like nobody goes the fuck out there. And they do it amongst themselves. Then it's okay. I don't give a fuck. As long as that shit ain't, we don't have to receive none of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And can I say this? I don't want the Jewish community to get real upset at me about this. Listen, as I be hearing too much about this shit from like coworkers I work with. Can some of you Jewish people stop being mean and disrespectful? I'm not saying all of y'all, but some of y'all just mean and shit. I get the culture, I get it. And I get that y'all feel a certain type of way or whatever. And black people are not really on your side, siding with Israel. I get that. But you ain't got to be fucking mean and disrespectful and rude when we delivering shit to y'all. Because, you know, it's just our job. We don't give a fuck what your religion is and what you believe. We're just delivering shit. Stop being so goddamn rude. And I'm not saying that because I usually run into like good Jewish people and shit. They very polite and nice and shit. So I don't really run in that too much, but it seemed like some of my coworkers and shit that's black, they've been running into that shit a lot. But like I told you, just because something don't happen to me doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to others. But just cut that shit out, man. You know, we don't agree with y'all on this Israel shit. A lot of us don't. Some of us do, but a lot of us don't. And it's okay. Right? Like it's kind of okay in a way. Because, you know, it's your people. I get it. But you know, just cut that shit out, man. First of all, a lot of times drivers and shit like that, a lot of them. Myself, I know about it, but a lot of them don't know nothing about that. And they probably don't even give a fuck about what's actually happening over there because they don't know. It's not that they don't care. They just don't know what's going on. And I'm telling you, a lot of black people don't know what the fuck be going on. So, you know, to my Jewish people, man, calm fuck down, man. Ain't that, stop thinking all black people is you know, against you. We not against you. I'm not against the Jewish community. If you siding with Israel right now, you on the wrong side. That's all I'm saying. You siding, and I mean the Israel government. If you siding with the Israel government, you on the wrong side. The Israel people, and that's kind of tricky too, because some of them okay with the government. But, you know, it is what it is. It's tricky. That's why I said it's always tricky when you're dealing with other people, countries and shit, because it's mainly their own people, right? Like in America, it's different. But like over in Israel and shit like that, and some of these Muslim countries and European and Chinese and Korean and, you know, Japanese countries, it's their own people. So it's kind of hard to like. That's why I don't like to deal. Honestly, I do not like to get into international politics. I really don't, because who the fuck am I to tell these people how they supposed to be feeling? But if you over in America trying to tell me you siding with certain shit that's not good, like, nah, you over here in America. If that was the case, take your ass back to your country. And if you was born here, take your ass over there. You can get citizenship right quickly if you want to go back. But anyway, let's move on.
And Supreme Court rulings. I'm overwhelmed by folk who call themselves Christian simply because they invoke the name Jesus and quote scripture from the Old Testament, but never love like Jesus, never try to live like Jesus, never apply the Sermon on the Mount, bear no fruit of the Spirit. I am overwhelmed.
And listen, and I always keep telling people that shit. Like, this is why I'm not religious no more. Shout out to this pastor. If I was to get back and go to a church, I want to go to this church. Seems like they speak the truth over there. But because people don't be living up to the shit that they be saying. It's a lot of judgment. A lot of judgment, man. That's why, in a way, I respect Mormons in a way. Because they kind of live their own life. A lot of the Mormons, they don't fuck with the worldly world and shit. They don't get involved in politics and shit too much. They genuinely don't. That's why it was very weird that the dude that assassinated Charlie Kirk, he was Mormon. I'm like, the fuck? Like, Mormons usually mind their damn business. They don't even want no part of that shit. No, nothing a part of the worldly society. Excuse me. And just like as I told you, just because you are like Mormons, that's just a religion. They still white people though. But usually a lot of like religious Mormon people that really live that Mormon life, they don't fuck with the worldly world. They rarely vote. Honestly. They rarely vote. I looked up that shit. They rarely vote. Because they don't want to be a part of none of that shit. They'll vote for some shit that's like they didn't work to vote or whatever they got, and that's their town or their community. That's usually how that shit goes. But they don't really, like, they don't get to fucking around with politics like that. They genuinely don't. That's why it was very shocking to me that this dude was Mormon, man. It was very shocking to me. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But let me let y'all hear this. And we're gonna get out of here with this. Appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What's up, bro, Bell? Listen, I always tell people, I always keep telling motherfuckers, this whole Charlie Kirk shit, I never was mad at what happened to Charlie Kirk. I never was excited about it. I never celebrated it. It wasn't nothing like that. You don't celebrate people's death. First of all, I've been through life. I live life a little minute, man. You know what I mean? And you don't get good karma of wishing death on people or celebrating people's lives. You know, I mean, celebrating people's death. I'm sorry. You know, and usually when people die, if they good people in a way, you usually just celebrate them. You don't want to be like, I mean, you can get like your sad shit is gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad, but you want to celebrate that shit, what they liked. That's what I told you. I'm not even having no fucking funeral, bro. Fuck, I'm having a funeral for. I want motherfuckers to be happy, rejoice who I was. You know what I mean? Talk about the good shit that I did, or talk about the funny shit I did. Even some fucked up shit I did. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I don't want people to be sad, bro. Listen, my life started off sad and fucked up, and a lot of horrible shit happened in my life. But I just keep fighting to the end of my life where my shit is good. You get what I mean? Like, so I don't understand why people glorify people dying and shit like that. Like, not glorifying it, but like glorify people's death. I don't like in that way. Like, you know, somebody died. Like, I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did. Like, you don't glorify that shit. That shit is bad karma, man. That shit is bad juju, we call it in the hood. Like, you don't do that, bro. You don't, first of all, because you don't want nobody to do that to you because you ain't perfect and you know you did fucked up shit in your life. So why would you, and everybody don't see you as a good person, and everybody might not see you as this person that a lot of other people may see you. So why would you want to do that to somebody else? You know? Charlie Kirk is just getting back the energy that he put out. He glorified these kids' death. He made it seem like those kids and other people's death, George Floyd, whole bunch of people's lives didn't mean shit. And it's crazy because I remember back then they kept saying that we was trying to use George Floyd as a martyr. Like, we was trying to, you know, even though he had a bad, you know, past in a way, right? And I'm like, George Floyd ain't no martyr. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying no shit like that. The man had a bad past. We get that. Everybody has bad passes. It might have been what his was, but everybody has some fucked up shit when they pass. Nobody's perfect. But the way he died, he shouldn't have died like that. And all the shit that they're saying about Charlie Kirk. And we're saying that. We saying the same shit about Charlie Kirk, of George Floyd. They shouldn't have died like that. That's all we saying. But they can't accept that. But see, I think too is that they got killed by their own. Charlie Kirk got killed by their own. And they can't accept that. So when George Floyd died, we know y'all motherfuckers, y'all people killed him. So that's the difference. And so now they trying to make this dude a martyr. Like, nigga, we had nothing to do with that. It's a different how George Floyd died in a way. It's still death, but it's a difference. It wasn't black on black crime that killed George Floyd. It was the police, just like we've been saying for black people for generations now, of what they've been doing to our people. That's why it's different. You got killed by your own. That's white on white crime, bro. Usually when black on black crime happen, black people, we get upset. We mad about it. We want policy changes. We want things to change. But we don't be blaming white people for that. Y'all trying to blame us for some shit that's white on white crime. Fuck is wrong with you? That's all we saying. Y'all trying to blame us for some shit that ain't got nothing to do with us. We didn't wish harm on his kids. We felt sorry for his kids. We just didn't feel sorry for the grown-ass adults that's in his family. We didn't feel sorry for his wife. Fuck that bitch. I still stand on that. She's a racist too. But let's get into this, people. I've heard it podcast with these two white women. I think they're from Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken, or Mississippi, Oklahoma or Mississippi. And they got a podcast. I love their podcast. These are good white folks too. And they talk about how fucking the fucking so-called vice president of this country ain't my vice president. Just straight lied for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk ain't say some of the shit that he said, the racist shit he said. But let's listen to it.
Failed drag queen that referred to the president of the United States as Hitler. I'm talking about smoky-eyed sociopath J.D. Vance, who we here at iHip News refer to as Lil Smokey. He went and substituted in on Charlie Kirk's podcast today in the office.
And what I tell y'all, and she's not a liberal either, too, right? I don't think they are liberals. But you see how white people that don't fuck with the right wing, how they treat them, they talk shit about, they treat them the way that how they be treating people and talking about them, giving them nicknames to disrespect them. Like, it ain't black people just be doing that shit. Listen, it be the white liberals, man. I'm not saying she wrong for saying it. I'm just saying they keep trying to blame black people for every goddamn thing. And she came up with that name. I fuck with her though. She be funny, yo. Her and her partner, they be funny.
President. And he is engaging in full-blown lying propaganda. He starts off the clip that I'm about to play, disparaging The Nation magazine and untruthfully linking it to being funded by George Soros, which is 100% false. And The Nation has gone on record and not sanitized the body of work that remains after the murder and assassination of Charlie Kirk. They had very plainly written out exactly what he stood for and what his movement stood for.
And let me say that this is what's bad about social media. You can just lie on social media. There's no consequences anymore. It's nothing. Like, people just straight up lie. You can just straight up lie on social media now. Make up shit, talk about it, just my feelings, that's how I feel. No. I feel a lot of weight, but that don't mean that the shit is true. Like, it's a crazy shit about it. It's like, if I say I believe that Donald Trump is a racist and I show evidence of it, it's no way you can sue me. If I tell you Charlie Kirk is a goddamn racist, ain't no way his family can sue me. I can prove to it. And then the crazy shit about it, if you sue me, I'll counter sue the shit out you and get money from you. That's why I said I try not to. I always tell people that's just how I feel. Certain way. But I don't keep pushing that shit without no evidence. Because I can feel however the fuck I want to feel. But I better have evidence even for my feelings. Because like I told you, you just can't say how you feel all the time. That don't mean how you feel a certain type of way. That don't make that shit factual or true. You could be in a fucked up space. You could be saying some fucked up shit that harm people because you don't know no better. Or if you do know some better, you still put that shit out there to harm people. Listen, I don't say shit about MAGA to harm them. I hope they feel bad, but I don't want to harm them. I hope they feel bad about themselves because they are wrong. And I factually prove it every time. But, you know, let them tell you that, you know, they ain't wrong. But okay, cool.
And here's Lil Smokey talking about that. And then a follow-up video proving that Lil Smokey is a lying liar. Play the clip.
Accuses Charlie of saying, and I quote, "Black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously." But if you go and watch the clip, the very clip she links to, you realize...
First of all, you see how he tried to do that? He's saying Charlie Kirk did not come out and say that black women didn't have the brain power. Right? But you chose 3 black women. How black women or black people as a whole supposed to take that? The ones that ain't sellouts. How we supposed to take that? How the majority of our people supposed to take that? And we're talking about very accomplished 3 black women. How are we supposed to take that? Now, see how he did that? That's what racists do. Now, let me say this to J.D. Vance. I don't know what la la land you live in, but how about this? And I'll make it very, very clear because I can back it up. Every last one of y'all that side with Donald Trump, you're a bunch of racists, and I can prove it. Because that means you condone it. The racism. You condone the bigotry. Even when it comes to Charlie Kirk, you're a racist even fucking with Charlie Kirk because you condone it. You make excuses for it. You trying to lie about this man, who he was. And I told you, that's their new narrative. They like to pretend if they ain't calling us niggas or they ain't saying the whole black community like that. But mind you, we ain't even got to do the female, you know, the 3 females he talked about. The man said, if I see a black pilot, don't know him, from Adam and Eve, don't even know their education, what they actually done. He don't know them. These are facts. This is a racist. I don't know what the fuck, you know, you MAGAs, y'all like to be on some bullshit. The man said, if I seen any black pilot, I'm assuming they're not qualified because of DEI. If that ain't the most racist shit I have ever heard. He didn't know the backgrounds of them. He just assuming because they black, they got in a position because of DEI. They got an opportunity. That's basically what DEI is. Normally, people that's our skin complexion and even not our skin complexion, other minority groups that usually don't get opportunities. to get the fucking interview. This shit is factually happening in 2025. In the last 20-something years, 30 years. And this motherfucker acting like this don't exist. But he assumed that if you see a black person that's applied a pilot, they may not even be qualified because they black. Because they might be DEI highest. If that ain't racist, I don't know what to tell y'all. You're talking about three women, black women, that went to higher education schools where white people was. Yes, they might have got in there a little bit because of DEI. And DEI, it really means the Civil Rights Act, where you got to give out people opportunities in a way. Doesn't mean that we're not qualified, but just give us the opportunity. Give us an interview. Let us get interviewed to go to the schools. In every last one of those women that he talked about was highly educated. Highly. Michelle Obama went to fucking Harvard and was one of the top students. What are you talking about? But Charlie Kirk ain't racist. The man said, his exact words, he said, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to assume that they ain't qualified. Why is that? Why is that? Because how many white women that you knew was pilots and you didn't question them? Why didn't you have this thing of like it's a woman? Why didn't he say, well, this DI thing, even if it's a woman, a white woman? Because white women had more got more benefits from DI than black women. These are facts. And you didn't say, if I see a white woman, oh, I'm going to question if she's qualified. He didn't say that. He said the black women. He named all the black women. He didn't name white women that's very highly educated, that probably came through the DEI shit too. He didn't name none of them. He named the blacks, the black ones. So listen, I want to say this to all the Charlie Kirk fans and all of the MAGA people. Don't tell me he ain't racist. Don't tell me he ain't racist. Shout out to Weezy in the building. How is she pretty dumb? Jasmine Crockett, how is she pretty dumb? How is that? Explain to me how she's pretty dumb. How is that? She went to law school. How the fuck is she pretty dumb? Did you go to law school, motherfucker? Huh? How you gonna call somebody pretty dumb or dumb when did you go to law school? Did you pass the bar, motherfucker? The fuck out here. Melania Trump ain't been nothing. So is Melania Trump more educated than Jasmine Crockett? That bitch only was a nude model that allegedly fucked Jeffrey Epstein first before she got with Trump. What the fuck are you talking about? Man, please, man, get the fuck out of here, you dumbass motherfucker. I swear, y'all just come up with the most racist, ignorant shit. You have no proof. You didn't answer my question. Did you pass the bar? Did you go to law school? You're a liar. You're a liar. You ain't pass no damn bar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You are a damn liar. You lying just to save face. The fuck out of here. I don't believe you. I'm talking about I'm not MAGA. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. For you to sit out there and say that she's pretty dumb, and she got the same education you got, since you claiming you passed the bar, and she probably accomplished more than you because she's a congresswoman. But she's loud and ignorant. Okay, what you consider ignorant? You don't consider Trump ignorant? Let me ask you that. Do you consider Trump ignorant? Because Trump said Trump is loud and says a whole bunch of ignorant shit out of his mouth. Do you consider him ignorant? And that motherfucker is the president of the United States. This unqualified motherfucker. He's still unqualified. Still to this day. I told you we dealing with racists out here, people. Give me 1 second, y'all. Well, stop talking about shit. If you ain't what you say you are, you don't know nothing about nothing. You ain't it don't matter. I ain't no fucking politician either, but I know about policies. And I ain't been to college. None of that shit. But I educate myself. I pay attention. The fuck is you talking about? Get your fucking mind right, man. Yeah, listen. That's all they do. Charlie Kirk died the way he's supposed to die. If you want to put it that way, he stood for what he stood for. He was a misinformation liar, racist that he was, and just tried to blame the transgender community and all this other shit when we know that the most gun violence that happened in this country come from white people. It doesn't come from no other race. You can talk about black on black crime all you want. The most gun violence that happened in this country come from white people. These are facts. And we ain't saying all white people was committing gun violence, but the percentage wise of races of people is white folks. They commit the most gun violence. These are facts. And so you can sit there and lie and make up shit, just like this goofy motherfucker come in here and start talking about Congresswoman Crockett is pretty dumb. The fuck are you talking about? Man, whatever, man. Now the motherfucker go from Congresswoman Crockett to Al Sharpton. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Listen, let me explain something to you about a motherfucker actually being a racist. Al Sharpton would not be on TV, wouldn't have a show if he was a racist for as long as he had it. Now, you can call Al Sharpton a race baiter. You can make him say that, but you can't call him a racist. And second of all, black people can't be racist. We ain't got no power to be racist. You see how it ain't a whole bunch, it ain't I believe it's more good white people in this country than it is bad. You see how the bad racist white people like you kind of running the country now? That's racism. You dumbass. That's the power of being a racist. How am I being racist? How am I being racist? Tell me how am I being racist? Tell me how. I want you to explain to me what racist is. Or how I'm being racist. Explain that to me. Tell me what your definition of me being racist. Because I guarantee you it's way different from the real meaning of what racist is. Tell me how. I want you to genuinely explain that to me, how I'm a racist. Listen, matter of fact, I'll do you a favor, right? Because I really want you to explain this to me. I'll let you call in. I'll put the number. See if you got the balls to do it. Tell me how I'm racist. Don't do it in the chat. Tell me straight up. Call right in. I'm going to put it up right now. Hold on. I'll put it up. Call me right now and tell me how I'm a racist. I want you to explain that to me. I want you to explain that genuinely to me. Have the balls to do it and tell me how I'm a racist. And I guarantee you, I have the balls to tell you how you're a racist. And I won't, listen, I'll let you say what you got to say. Go ahead. Go ahead. Have the balls to do it. Go ahead. The number's up there. You see it down there. Call. Don't be a coward. You're going to call me a racist. Tell me how I'm a racist. Because the one thing, there's two things I ain't never been called. I ain't never been called a racist, and I ain't never been called a coon. And no, one motherfucker did call me a coon, and I had to check a motherfucker. He's still my man though. So tell me how I'm a racist. I give you the opportunity to do it. Go ahead, call. Don't be scary. See that keyboard shit. You sit back and do that shit in the chat. You call me a fucking racist. Tell me how. I want you to explain to me how I'm a racist. Explain to the audience how opinion above facts is a goddamn racist. Explain to everybody. Explain to the people. You'll get. You get the pedestal. I'll let you go ahead and rock off. Don't just say no shit in the chat like that. It's very inappropriate, and at the same time, it's very irresponsible. Just can't call me no racist, bro. Explain that. I'm far from a goddamn racist, but tell me how I'm a racist. Go ahead. The number is there. Go ahead and call it. We're going to give him 3 minutes. We're going to give him 3 minutes, and if he don't, we'll move on. Don't be scared, motherfucker. Don't do that. Don't be scared. I got the time for that bullshit. You can't call me no motherfucking racist. That's one thing you ain't going to call me. You ain't going to call me no racist, and you ain't going to call me no coon. Because I'm far from either one of those things. Way far. See, a racist don't care about nobody. But like I said, I ain't even gonna get into that. I want you to tell me how I'm a racist. You got 3 minutes. Now you almost got 2 minutes. Come on. Don't be scared. Put your big boy drawers on. Come on now. Talk that gangster shit in the chat. Don't be scary, motherfucker. You got a minute and a half. Don't be scary. Talk all that gangster shit in the chat, but yeah, don't do that. Because like I said, some of you motherfucking mega people or people like you, y'all don't even understand the definition of a fucking racist. You really genuinely don't. But go ahead and call in. Don't be scared, motherfucker. Like you said this shit, say it to me. Say it live. Call in. I give you the opportunity to tell me and prove to me how I'm a racist. Or you just a motherfucker that seen the channel and you come in on some racist shit. Because I can tell you how you're a racist. I guarantee you I can. It wouldn't even be hard for me to do it. One minute left. And we're going to move the fuck on from you. And then my thing is, because I'm ready. Oh, yeah. I got like another 30. 35 minutes. I'll let anybody call in after this last minute. Let's just see this motherfucker if he gonna call in these last 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds now. Then anybody can call in. I don't mind having a little dialogue tonight. All right. He ain't gonna call in. Go ahead. Anybody can call in now if you want to. I give everybody what another 30 minutes to call in. Well, another 35. I say 35 minutes. It's about 35, 34. 35, 36 minutes. We can chop it up to about 10 o'clock. Yeah, but don't do that, man. Don't ever call me no fucking racist. No, it ain't just that though, Weezy. You know, motherfuckers be saying shit and they ain't really about that shit. I want you to explain to me how I'm a racist. Do you really know the definition of a fucking racist? Because I do. And I'll tell you one motherfucking thing. I've been black 44 fucking years. I know what the fuck a racist is. And they don't necessarily have to be white, motherfucker. What up, Weezy?
Hey, what's up, little bro?
What's up, big bro?
Yeah.
You hear me? You hear me good?
You hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh,
Can
wow.
you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I hear you. You good?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was just rocking, and, it's like, I'm like, wow, Not on your end, it's like, you gotta ask yourself, when I'm saying like this, I'm gonna try to, I say this, then I want you to jump in. So if, say, I got sisters and shit like that. I got 3 sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They way older than me. I learned from them and stuff like that. I'm 52. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But, through growing up, I seen, niggas treat them bad.
Right.
So if just because they rock with that nigga, I ain't got to rock with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think every nigga that my sister been involved with was a piece of shit.
Right.
So, I just don't understand it. 2 things could be right at the same time.
No, actually, hold on, Weezy. I'm sorry. No, actually, not in all circumstances. 2 things can't be right at the same time in certain circumstances. If you if you spread hate and you did wrong, and just because you did more wrong, your whole objective of who you were was to hurt others. Now, maybe you might have treated your family members good, but or people that you loved and care about, but your whole existence for the last 10 years, that people that was different from you tried to put a target on their back because they was different. You don't get no motherfucking pass for that because you treated your family a certain type of different way.
I ain't gotta have no empathy.
Go ahead, my bad.
When I refer to, my, like my sisters and shit like that.
Yeah, and some listen.
I got a nephew.
Hold on, and not to cut you off, Weezy.
2 nieces and shit, and then that. But
not. Hold up. Not because
they pops wasn't a goddamn good dude. The
Yeah,
dude
yeah.
was married and goddamn, but I don't get in their business. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But I
but-
can say right now, Carly Church was a horrible fucking person.
right.
You know, see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by two things be true. I
No,
don't like no
yeah, I get that, but that don't mean that it's
motherfuckers out
true
there
though.
on the left killing it,
No.
nigga, but at the same
Mm-mm.
time, I could be like,
No,
that was a fucking horrible human being.
no.
That's the
No,
thing I'm saying.
I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but
I ain't
no,
put it
in
down
certain
on
hold
old brother,
up,
guess what? He had it coming.
hold on, Weezy. In certain
Yes, sir.
in certain situations, two things can't be true, right? Just think about this, right? If the kids don't know, right? Because they too young or they didn't see it, that
Right.
the father was abusing the shit out of their mother, right? And the mother is abused and she's battered and everything, and she ain't seeing right because she fucked up, right?
Right.
But everybody outside knows outside of those kids, right? Because they ain't seen it, right?
Mhm.
So everybody else knows who this motherfucker was. And the mama ain't gonna say nothing because she's fucked up and abused, right? Because it happened to her. And just because those kids did not see that does not mean that two things can be right at the same time. It's just
No,
that.
no.
Hold on, listen to me.
Go ahead.
Oh no, hear me out. And what I mean by that is Charlie Kirk's wife is a fucking racist. She knew who, hold on, hear me out. She knew who her fucking husband was, right? But those kids, they don't know who their daddy is. They don't know. Maybe in the future they may know. That's why I said, this is what I said. That's why I said, fuck Charlie Kirk family members and fuck his wife. But them kids, them two kids, my empathy goes to them, and sympathy goes to them, and love goes to them because they ain't got their daddy. But everybody else, I don't give a fuck about because they knew who he was. You talking about children that don't know no better. They ain't seen their daddy any type of way. Weezy call back. But you get what I'm saying, y'all? No, that shit is different, man. No, two things can't be right. Not in all circumstances. It can't. Because those kids don't know how horrible their daddy is. They don't know. Listen, I'll be real with y'all about that. You think my daughter know my whole past of who I used to be? She just know me as her fucking daddy, man. She don't know I was in them streets and was doing shit to the community and hurting people. She don't know that. Because we didn't have those conversations and we didn't raise her a certain type of way. She doesn't know none of this shit. So nah. Two things can't be true, bro. I always, like I said, I separate kids from grown-ass adults. Because grown-ass adults know better. Regardless of how much they live in la-la land or they want to pretend shit is okay and good. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But kids are different. They don't know no better, man. They don't know. You think Charlie Kirk kids know how bad he was as a human being? I think his kids is under 5. You think they know how bad he was? No, hell no. Fuck out of here. They don't know. Listen, you saying that shit in the chat of saying reverse racism. Motherfucker, you don't even know the definition of reverse racism. You can't explain it to me. Explain what reverse racism is. Call in and tell me what reverse racism is. You cocksucker. You can't even explain to me how I'm a racist, but you're going to tell me it's reverse racism. Are you crazy? How am I a racist? And I feel sympathy for kids that their parents is racist. So I'm a racist, though. I'm not mad. You think I'm mad. I'm not mad. You the motherfuckers that's out here sitting pretending that a racist is somehow compared to Martin Luther King. That's y'all. I'm never mad about that. I expect that from you racists. I'm never mad at y'all. If you watch my show or been listening to my show, I told you, I'm not mad at you racists. Fuck, I'm mad at y'all. Y'all racist. I expect all the shit that y'all say in there. But like I said, if you call me a racist, tell me how I'm a racist. Well, listen, you can laugh all you want, but like I said, you won't have the balls to tell me the shit that you saying just in the chat. You see the number, you scared to do it. So you ain't really about that. You the goofy, believe it or not. You the coward. Fuck, if you want to call me a goofy, fine. But you the coward. You won't call in and tell me how I'm a racist. I keep asking you to tell me how I'm a racist. I want you to explain that to me, since you're so highly educated. Since you passed the bar, you was a lawyer and all that. You should be able to explain that to me then, since you're so highly intelligent. But you ain't gonna do it because you're a coward. And I don't think that you was a fucking lawyer. Hey, man. I don't even smoke weed. So that's your stupidity of that. And listen, it's a different from drinking beer than drinking pure liquor. So it's a difference. It's still kind of alcohol, but it's still a difference. At least I can understand that. You don't. And I'm good. You can insult me all you want, but you still not explaining to me how, I'm a racist. You can deflect all you want. That's what racists do. Y'all deflect. You deflect on every damn thing. That's all you do. You deflect. And then you start going to insults because you can't have a real conversation. That's why, to you maggots, that's why I don't even fuck with y'all like that. But I give you the opportunity here and there to tell me what you're really feeling. Don't do it in the chat, motherfucker. You got the number. And I'll let you speak your shit. As long as you don't be too disrespectful. The chat shit, you can always be too disrespectful, but you're having a conversation with somebody. You can't be that disrespectful. That's how I know y'all cowards. A bunch of goofy ass motherfuckers. It's like I said, you this shit that you say in the chat, you couldn't say to my face because I smacked the fuck out you. Just being real. And I'm a non-violent type motherfucker. But you play with me and you start being disrespectful like that, I smack the shit out you. There's only certain shit you can say to me in my face. It's all cool being a motherfucking Twitter finger motherfucker. Because whatever I say, I say to your face. See, that's the problem with y'all. Y'all don't live in real reality. You're a bunch of fucking cowards, man. Giving you the opportunity just to speak on some shit, you won't do it because you don't have nothing to come back. So you all you start trying to insult me. You can't explain to me how I'm a racist, or even the shit that you talking about, I'm doing reverse racism. Are you fucking crazy? Are you out your fucking mind? And first of all, even if I had the power to be racist, I wouldn't do it. Because I know how it feels to be a black person in America. I know what my ancestors been through. So, no. Or in other minority groups. So I wouldn't fucking do that to a white person. Are you fucking crazy? You fucking stupid. I wouldn't do it to anybody. That shit, how that would make me feel good about myself. You're just a bunch of fucking idiots. Come on here and just say shit to say it. How about you just love people and respect others because they're different? That's not hard to do. I don't have to agree with everything, but everybody lives. But I won't discriminate against you. That shit ain't hard to do, man. Y'all act like that shit is hard to do. But you know the bad part about it, I think it's very hard for racist white people to do it. It's very hard for y'all to do it. It's very hard for y'all to do it. And I'm going to keep drinking. I'm going to keep on smoking my blacks. But you can't tell me that I'm wrong. You can't tell me I'm lying. You can put out there and say I'm lying, but you can't debunk what I'm really saying. Because I speak truth to power, motherfucker. And that's the problem with you, racist people. You don't like that shit. You can call me out, tell me what it is. And I give motherfuckers the opportunity. Tell me how I'm wrong. I want you racist motherfuckers to tell me how I'm wrong. Explain to me. And actually make sense and bring facts. You can't do that. All y'all live in Trump land. This fantasy land. And like I said, karma's a bitch. You motherfuckers think everything's okay. You think you on the right side, but you're really not. And all you motherfuckers gonna see the rude awakening of shit. You keep talking about you believe in God, but I don't think you do. You're very religious and you believe in shit, but you motherfuckers, you motherfuckers, listen. I've been around a long motherfucking time, and I'm telling you, yeah, man, you don't die with none of this shit. Only thing you have is your reputation, how you treated people, how you live life. You know what I mean? That's all you die with. Let me say this, and I'll be very honest about this, because I lived the hood life, right? Lived the real street life. A lot of my homeboys that I miss and shit like that, them niggas did a lot of bad shit when they was alive. And they died the way they died. Because I look at that shit, right? That don't mean them niggas went to heaven. It doesn't mean that. It does not mean that. We can miss them and shit like that. We can. But cry on them when their birthdays come up and all that other shit. Them niggas did some fuck shit in the hood. They hurt people. I watched people get their head blown off in front of me. I ain't had to go to war. I had to sign up for the military for that. So, you know. So some of you coon ass niggas in the military want to sit there and act like you niggas is so much better than niggas like me. Get the fuck out of here. And then mind you, you probably would say some old coon shit. See, that's what a street nigga would say. Listen, nigga, I've been out the hood for over 20-some years. I ain't been gang banging or none of that shit than that street shit for 20-something years. So you can't, like, when I talk, I speak facts. I speak on real life. I live that shit. I talk to juveniles. I try to get those juveniles that already went to fucking jail on some fuck shit and try to get them niggas to stop. That's what I do. But, you know, and I could put them, I want to put them and put their life out there like that. I can't do that because they juveniles. I can't do that. Motherfuckers always keep trying to act like they really understand pain. I wish that a lot of my people, and I'm being honest about this. I wish that I could all the people that I lost and shit like that, and people that I felt like I feel guilty because I'm here and they not, and they died young and all that shit. I wish I had, you know what I feel guilty about is that they had the knowledge that I have. I wish they didn't knew me now than they knew me then. That didn't have the knowledge, didn't give a fuck about shit. Like I didn't care about shit like they didn't. I just got lucky. It wasn't my time. And so I use my time to do right. That's why I said I never think I'm better than nobody. That's why this piece of shit that comes in the chat talking about I'm racist. How the fuck am I racist? I don't think I'm better than the motherfuckers that did wrong and died young that I knew. My best friend is dead. And when he died, he did a lot of bad shit. How the fuck am I racist? I won't pretend that his ass is gonna go to heaven or hell. I don't know. Or heaven. I just say he ain't going to heaven. He died as a bad person. I can acknowledge that. You racist ass people don't want to acknowledge that. I got a lot of homies that died and did a lot of bad shit. I don't glorify them niggas. I don't glorify my homeboy. My best friend. I don't glorify that nigga. He did horrible shit before he died. He was a fucking bully. He killed niggas. I know that for a fact. I don't glorify that nigga. You motherfuckers live in la la land, man. You racists always trying to sit down there and you the ones try to reverse racism and try to reverse shit. You don't talk to black people. You don't sit down and have conversations with us, but you try to judge us. You know nothing about us. You know nothing about us. When I tell people I feel bad, like that survival guilt, I feel that because I wish that the shit that I knew now, I could have helped those guys. They wouldn't have been, most likely, hopefully they wouldn't have been dead, but I could at least gave them some knowledge. I didn't know no shit. We were still all young. We still all did fuck shit. I just got lucky. I always tell people that in my life, yo, what I live and y'all see me now, I got lucky in life. I was different too. And I was special. I always tell people that. I don't take that away. God made me special. He made me special. I'm just was a different nigga. I had my homeboy that I used to roll with in the streets and shit. He said he seen me, right? Because I told you I'm in the hood. I deliver in the hood, right? My homeboy said he seen me. He was trying to wave me down. And I grew up with this nigga. We've been through battles and shit in our life. But I look at that shit, God didn't want me to fuck with him. Because I told that nigga, last time I talked to him, I had a conversation with him, I said, yo, we can't hang no more. Because every time we get together, yo, that shit don't go right. Like, we can't hang. You know? Like, because he ain't grown. For me, like, on morally shit. That's why I tell motherfuckers, nigga, I move righteous. I don't move on no shit that where I hate on people like I'm hating on my man. He's just not in a good place that where I can fuck with him. He said, oh, I waved you down and you try to punk me. I got a text messages. Are you trying to punk me? You still on that bullshit? No, I didn't see you. I genuinely didn't see my man. If he was in the hood, he was trying to wave me down. I didn't see that nigga. And it was for a reason. Because I probably shouldn't have seen you, nigga. I don't fuck with family in a certain type of way. I don't fuck with a lot of my friends no more. I can't fuck with people. They're not morally on my level. It just is what it is. I'm sorry. Partly I am sorry. It's not like I ain't saying people can't change and get their shit together. I'm just like, yo, we just not morally. Every time I have a interaction with you, it's always on some fuck shit. I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I love my family. Genuinely, at the core of my heart. Just like Charlie Kirk probably loved his family. He loved his family, probably. His family was probably loved him. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I can't fuck with my family, man. Can't fuck with friends of mine that I could, because my friends I don't consider as friends. I consider all my friends as family because I treat everybody like they fucking my blood. But, you know, everybody can't fuck with me, man. Everybody can't. I'm sorry. So if I roll past my man and shit, I ain't even hit him back because I was like, yo, nigga, it is what it is, bro. And the shit that he said to me, I was like, oh, nigga, you ain't changed. You still on that bullshit. You think I'm mad at you. I ain't never mad at you. Nigga, I called you and told you we can't hang no more because every time we get together, it's always some bullshit. But you trying to make it seem like it's me. But anyway, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, we run back. Man, listen, I don't believe nothing you say. I don't believe nothing you say. You just you're trying to gaslight me like you somebody good. You not. I've been around a long motherfucking time in my life, man. I know when people trying to gaslight me trying to gaslight me and try to pretend like, oh, you know, this, I live in the black city and all that. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't live in no black community. Get the fuck out of here. Stop trying to gaslight me. Just go fuck. I don't even know why y'all don't just go fuck with the white supremacists, man. You come over here try to make yourself feel better about insulting me or trying to like be on some fucking racist shit. I don't even get that. Because I don't go to none of you racist networks or your internet shit or any of your fucking channels or your social media shit. I don't even go on that shit. Because I rarely give a fuck. Only reason I talk about a lot of shit is people send me shit. You motherfuckers come here to make yourself feel better. I'm good in my life, bro. I'm fine. You can't make me feel bad or good about myself. I'm okay. I know what the fuck I've been through. That's why I speak the truth to my fucking subscribers and to the people that fucking rock with me. I don't have to make you like, I don't give a fuck about you racists. Like, I don't know why y'all don't understand that. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. So when I tell y'all, like, yo, even when I was a juvenile, right? It was a fucking Jewish dude that was racist to me. I know what real racism is, bro. I know how that shit is. So I know when some of you motherfucking racist ass white people come in here and you in a chat and you saying certain shit, that shit don't bother me like that. Just go about your business. I'm okay in my life. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and feel like, oh, you said some horrible shit about me and I had to think about it. No, I'm very comfortable who I am. I received a lot of racism. I'm okay. But I want you to explain. I want you to understand this too as well. That I got a lot of love in my life. I felt, and some of you motherfuckers, racist motherfuckers, you ain't never felt the love of your life. My wife is the love of my life. My daughter loved me unconditional. I have two things in my life that motherfuckers don't really have. And it don't matter what color skin you are. It don't matter what your ideology are. Or what your race is. Or what your gender is. A lot of motherfuckers don't have that. So I'm good, nigga. At the end of the day, I'm fine. I got the love of my life. I got somebody that love me. The opposite sex of me that love me more than anything in the world. And then I got my daughter that love me unconditionally. She may not like me all the time, but she could already be a teenager this year. You know how teenagers is, but she loved me. I always keep trying to tell motherfuckers, I ain't supposed to live this long. So a lot of you motherfuckers in the chat, y'all be saying horrible shit about me. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm supposed to live this long, bro. I outlived a lot of the niggas I grew up with. Even the motherfuckers that live longest than me, they still fucked up. They still over there. Niggas be mad that I don't even fuck with them because we just not morally on the same level. Try to tell people, even back in the day when I was doing a lot of fucking shit, niggas still was doing immoral shit that I didn't like. And, you young, you goofy, you don't know, but you just go along with that shit. So I've been in all that shit. So I don't give a fuck about what people care about. Can't make me feel bad, racist people. You come in my chat, you say stupid shit, try to hurt my feelings. You can't hurt my feelings. I'm good. I ain't supposed to be here. So I'm going to do everything I can do, speak the truth, speak the power, try to do the, speak to the injustice that happened. You would never stop that because I don't supposed to be here. Motherfuckers, oh, you mad. The only time I get mad, motherfucker, is when I feel sometimes my wife don't believe in some of the shit I'm saying. That's the only time. Oh, I ain't gonna say she don't believe, but she get mad at me. That's the only time I get mad. I ain't gonna say she don't believe in me, but sometimes she get mad at me. That's the only time I get mad. But you motherfuckers hurting my feelings, like saying shit like that shit don't hurt my feelings. I'm good, bro. I'm fine. You know what my week is like? Honestly, real talk. I'm gonna be real with people. To you racists and to my people, right? That I fuck with. And I appreciate all y'all rocking with me. That really genuinely fuck with me. You know my week is like? I go to fucking work. And the rest of my week is basically trying to make my wife and my daughter happy. And try to do the best I can do to help others. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't really care about shit that people care about. And I keep saying that. I don't live the life of motherfuckers, the nightlife. I lived that shit already. Do you understand that I grew up very fast when I was a kid? Like, nigga, I was in strip clubs when I was like fucking 13, 14 years old. No, I ain't gonna say that young. No, actually I was. No. I probably was in strip clubs when I was probably about 15, 16. Like, I did a lot of older shit young. So a lot of this shit, like, I don't even like strip clubs. I don't even go to clubs. Like, I was partying then. You understand? I was throwing fucking parties back in the day. Like, when we was talking about the puff shit, I was like, nigga, I was already throwing that type of shit. The only difference was that, nigga, I ain't try to drug nobody. Everybody brought their own drugs. Other than crack cocaine, we ain't fuck with the crack. We didn't do E-pills and none of that shit back in the day in the 90s. Like, where I was from. Motherfuckers probably was doing it, but we didn't do it. But like, we got fucked up. Like, the shit that y'all acting like, oh my God, it's crazy. No, nigga, I used to throw parties with my aunts. Like, nigga, in the early 2000s. Like, nigga, my aunt, God rest her soul, Mom Schiller, like, yo, nigga, I used to go to their fucking houses, bro, like, nigga, underage, drinking. Used to go to their shit all the time. My uncles, all of them. Everybody there, nigga, we did that shit as a family. Like, we used to get fucked up as a family. We used to do that shit. Nigga, as long as everybody in one space, we good. But as soon as some niggas start tripping, everybody get the fuck out. That's how my aunts and uncles was. Nigga, we can party to the fucking, to the sunrise. But niggas start tripping, get the fuck out of here. I be trying to tell people all the time. All this shit that y'all, I'm like, oh, this shit is crazy. It wasn't crazy. Nigga, I used to party with my fucking aunts and uncles back in the day. Listen, let me tell you, let me put y'all on some real shit. The first time I ever smoked weed. You know who I smoked weed with? Like, far as a family member, I say this. Because I smoked weed before that. But who I smoked weed first with? My mom. And everybody know my mom is a crackhead. She got high and shit. But the first one I ever smoked weed with is a family member. No, I can't say that. Because of my cousin Mason and shit. Because that's who got me on the weed shit. When I first smoked it. It was my cousin. But as far as like an adult, I put it that way, as an adult. it was my mom. I smoked weed with an adult with my mom. Now, a lot of people will say, well, that's some ignorant shit. Your mom would do that and blah, blah, blah. But believe it or not, it is what it is. Just is what it is. Like, mom, you know, I just grew up different. Like, you get what I mean? That's why I see shit the way I see it. That's why I treat people the way I treat them, in a good way. And the people that I don't fuck with, I treat them the way I treat them. Because, like I said, I seen the bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I seen it. And so, like, you know, I would never smoke weed with my kid. You know? Now, that's my kid is like, well, I only smoke weed, but you know, but if my kid smoked the weed or some shit like that, I would never smoke it with him. I would tell him, respect me. I don't smoke that shit. Don't smoke that shit in my house. But you can smoke it, you know, on the property. But you smoke that shit, some, you know, not in front of me. I don't give a fuck how old my kid would be or my god kid. Like, that's not even necessarily true, because like my god kids, somebody they smoke that shit, they smoke it, bro. Like, it ain't me. Oh, you smoking that shit now? Okay, cool. Like, I'm one of them good fucking godfathers and uncles or parents, because I grew up that way. My family. That's why I said, y'all, I miss my Aunt Sheila, man, because yo, she was the head honcho, bro, and that shit. Like, when they heard about I got shot, nigga, my aunt was like, this nigga. I swear to you, everybody tell me in the family, because I wasn't there, but everybody in the family tell me. They was like, yo, because when I got shot, the first time, I almost died. My aunt and all my family members, because that's what they used to do, bro. They old school. They used to party. That's what they used to do. My aunt didn't never change nothing until she, you know, she started getting sick later in life and shit, so she couldn't drink and a lot of that shit. She had diabetes and a lot of shit. But yo, my aunt partied to her life, but she couldn't do it no more. She did that shit. That's how they live their life. And I take that from them. I'm gonna party to a motherfucker. I can't do it no more. That's how I was raised. That's why y'all see me drink, smoke. I do that shit. I grew up around them. Right? But listen, my aunt they was partying. All my aunts and uncles, they was all partying. It's a club they used to go to over East Baltimore. And they was all partying. And the word of mouth happens. I told you, in the hood, shit travels. And that shit traveled to my peoples. And my aunt, this exact words is all what the family members tell me. But first of all, I ain't all what the family members tell me. She told me this. She said, mind you, I'm in the streets at this time. I'm out there like that. I'm out there like that. Put it like this, I just first started, I'm out there like that. So I'm wilding. Right? And I got shot. And almost died, right? And my fucking aunt, the shit got back to her. She said, your nephew just got shot. She didn't even ask which one. Because she got plenty of nephews. Right? It's a couple of us. She said, all right, where you at? And it was like, you know where you at. But no. They say to her, they say, he's such, because she didn't know where I was at when I got shot. I got shot on my own block, believe it or not. But she said, all right, fuck this nigga. That's real shit. To me. I don't know how y'all look at that real shit. But that's real shit. Mom's like, this nigga. Because it's who I was. She knew who I was. Listen, my aunt was a realist. And I told you, a lot of people, not just myself, a lot of people, my aunts, everybody, thought I would be dead way before that. And I just started out, so they thought I would probably be dead way after that too. So they all came. But when they came, my Aunt Shirley, called my uncles and shit, but I only see, like, because I only could remember, you know what I mean? Because at that time I was losing a lot of blood and shit. But all I could remember before I passed out, all I could remember is my Aunt Shirley and my Aunt Sheila. So all I could remember. And I remember my grandma was there. My grandma was there. That's probably was of a couple of people there, but I just don't remember. Because like I told you, like I was losing a lot of goddamn blood. So I wound up passing out once I got in the ambulance. Because once I got in the ambulance, that's when I seen them. When I got in the ambulance. So, yeah. And that shit, you know, that's all I remember. They was the last people I seen. I seen my Aunt Sheila, my Aunt Shirley, and my grandma. That's all I seen. That was the last thing I remember. Because I wound up passing out after that because I lost a lot of blood. That was the last thing. I don't even remember, you know, them working on me in the ambulance. I don't remember none of that shit. I think I passed out after that. Like, before that. I don't remember none of that shit. So, you know. But my thing is about my aunt, she was like, so, you know, her death get ready to come up next month in October, you know. And I say this shit on real talk. Like, I just ain't been in the mood. Like, I usually be in the mood. I usually throw, like, put decorations and shit up. And my daughter's getting older too a little bit, but she still probably would like it. But I just ain't been in the mood for like we throw Halloween shit. Excuse me, throw Halloween shit. We put that up. We do all the holidays, Thanksgiving and shit like that. You know, I'm still gonna try to do Christmas, but I just ain't been in the mood, man. Every time this fucking time come around of doing something, man, you know, especially around October, man, that shit just don't feel right. Well, my aunt, man, she was good peoples, man. She was hard. Like, you know, she didn't play. She was on her shit. You know. And one thing about my aunt would tell you if she ain't like you. Right? But a lot of times she wouldn't say it because of my grandma. My grandma would be like, nah, don't say that. Don't do that. You know. Yo, my aunt will tell you she don't like you, nigga. That's why, like, before my aunt passed away, like, we used to have these, like, the crazy shit about it, we used to have these stories, right? Like, when I would come around and shit, we would have these stories. But, like, when I got shot, she was like, this nigga. Like, my aunt would say this shit, like, It was one of the craziest time in my life, but my aunt used to be like, and yeah, let me tell you about this nigga though. Let me tell you what this nigga did. And she talking about me. And she'd be like, you know this nigga, I was having a fucking ball. I'm trying to think. Did I get shot around my aunt's birthday? Trying to think. Because I might have got shot around her birthday. And that's why she was so pissed too. Because I might have got shot around her birthday. And I think I did. I think it was around April. April or May. I'm trying to think. And my aunt was pissed. Like she wasn't mad, like mad, but she was like, this nigga. Like, you get what I mean? Like, and I think that's why she was like feeling the way she felt. Because I got almost died and got shot on her birthday. Like, actually, it was her birthday. I think it was. If I'm not mistaken, if I call my cousin Marty, because I'm gonna call him soon, because you know that time coming up. But I'm gonna ask him, like, yo, did I get shot on my aunt's birthday? Like, I think it was her birthday. I got shot on her birthday and almost died. That's the crazy thing about it. I believe it was. That's why she was like kind of like this nigga. Like, and then when we like I told you, we ever talk about it, she be like, let me tell you what this nigga did. Because I believe I got shot and almost died on her birthday. Believe it or not. And so now I look back at that shit, like, my aunt was supposed to be mad a little bit, like, but I never got upset about it because she was like, let me tell you what this nigga, I believe I got shot on her birthday and almost died on her birthday. I swear that is, because I think that's why she was so upset. Well, not upset, but like kind of like this nigga. What the fuck? Oh, partly a little upset, but you get what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Because they didn't know if I died or nothing, no shit like that. They didn't know how serious it was, but I got shot. So they automatically went, but it was like this nigga. Like, ever everything happened, right? My aunt was like, let me tell you about what this nigga did. I'm talking about me. And I used to always wonder why. I think I forgot a little bit because I believe I got shot on her birthday. I believe it was. It was her birthday. No, it wasn't. I got shot on my aunt. Yep, it was. I got shot and almost died on my aunt's birthday. That's why she was the only one that could tell that story in a way. Because my Aunt Shirley's birthday is coming up this month. And she the oldest. And they all came, but, you know, it fuck shit up, man. Like, I'll fuck shit up. Like, listen, when it comes to, like, certain people on my dad's side of the family, my elders, I get why they be upset at me a little bit or they feel a certain type of way. I get that shit. Like, I took them through some shit. I genuinely did. Like, my aunt, like, I didn't never feel a certain type of way because she didn't call me a lot and shit like that. Yo, I took her through some shit, man. And then my Aunt Shirley, she had a stroke, so she can't really talk like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I feel certain ways, like when I had my daughter and shit. And I asked her to watch my daughter and shit. She felt a certain type of way, but she would watch everybody else's kid. But like I said, yo, you gotta think about it. What I took them through. I didn't like that she took that. I felt like she taking that shit out on my daughter, but I can get why she felt a certain type of way. You know? And I wasn't coming around like that either. You know. But my Aunt Sheila, she loved me, man. Anything happened to me, she was there in the most vulnerable part of my life. Believe it or not, the first vulnerable place I ever been in my life was when I got shot. I could have died, bro. And my aunt was there. It was, listen, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna look that shit up. I believe that's why my aunt was mad too. God rest her soul. That's why she, like, yo, we used to have this conversation about this. I swore that's what she said. Like, this nigga got shot on my birthday. This crazy nigga. Because they knew who I was. And then my Aunt Shirley, before she had a stroke and shit, she used to talk about the one story that she always talk about it. She'd be like, oh, this nigga came, brought the whole fucking police to the house. The whole SWAT came to the house. He didn't get locked up though. But this is a good story because nigga, I was smart. But I still brought that shit to the house. But I never would bring no fucking drugs and none of that shit. Because I tell them, I said at that story, did anybody get arrested? Did anybody get whatever? Did some drugs come up? And my aunt Shirley, before she had a stroke, she always say, no. I say, okay. I knew the fuck I was doing. I never would bring that to the house. Or bring that to the family. You know what I mean? Or bring that to Grand House in the hood. You know? Yeah, man. A lot of memories, man. Or doing fuck shit, too. Just gotta respect. You gotta respect your grind, man. You gotta respect people that ain't here no more, man. That's all good. Yeah, people, I'm back. Yeah, man, like, I get pain every year. You know what I mean? So even though, like, my Aunt Sheila, she made, like, that shit was, like, I survived it and shit, but we make that shit, like, when she come to me, we all get together and shit, she be like, yeah, I'm going to tell you what this nigga did, and we make fun of it. I don't even have that no more. Nobody can tell that story like she would tell that story. Even though I'm telling it, I can't even tell you the story like that. I be trying to tell people, man, about your legacy. You know? I just miss my aunt too. Like, that's crazy. Like And my aunt was like, I was around my aunts and uncles and shit. So that's my aunt. Like, when I tell you I was around them, like, I got a lot of shit from them of how I carry myself and how I move and shit like that. Even still to this day, I move like how they move. I miss that shit. And it's sad because a lot of my cousins and young cousins and just cousins period and then my younger cousins my cousins that was to date kids, they don't even know that. They can't even express that shit. They know nothing about it. That genuine love. I miss my fucking aunt, man. We don't do that shit no more, bro. We got everybody else coming in the family trying to tell the family what to do. My grandma, 80-something years old. She do what she do, man. You all know my aunt, when she died, my grandma was taking care of her because she just had some surgery. And my grandmother left her for a minute or two and came back and she was dead. Right, man. I always tell people there's certain I got favorite aunts. My aunt Sheila was the realest though. You can have your favorites, you can favorite them or whatever, yo. But my aunt Sheila was real. She was the realest. She would tell you she used to tell me the fucking truth. For me, she used to tell the truth. She didn't give a fuck how you felt. She didn't give a fuck how I felt. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was very sensitive back in the day. She didn't give a fuck about that. She never cared. She never cared, bro. I miss that. I miss somebody tell me the real. The family member just, oh fuck, nigga, you don't call, you don't say, nigga, fuck out of here. And you bring your bitch ass around. Like she didn't play, yo. And I miss that about her. I miss that. I miss that realness. Ain't no realness in the family no more. Everybody is almost some shit you gotta do for them. Instead of they just want to do that for you. Or just do it because they supposed to do it. I miss that. I miss that from my aunt, man. Damn, I miss that. Motherfucker, I could tell you stories about, like, don't get this shit twisted about my aunt. Man, when my wife first met, my wife fucked the whole party up, nigga. It could be like, real talk, like, you motherfuckers don't really know. My wife fucked the whole party up, nigga. And listen, let me be real to you. The realest shit my aunt said to me, she was like, oh, that girl love you, nigga. She'll fuck the family shit up. We ain't like it, but she fucked the whole family shit up. And ain't give a fuck. Still doing business. Oh, we fuck with Mika. Don't play with Mika like that, nigga. She told me that. My aunt told me that. Don't play with your wife like that. Oh, she like that. She ain't scared of nothing. You know we like that over here, but hey, don't play. Hey, your wife ain't give a fuck about none of that. She love you, nigga. My aunt told me that. My aunt Sheila told me that. He said, oh, she don't give a fuck about nothing. She love you, nigga. She don't give a fuck about nothing. So nobody thinks she ain't scared of nothing. Like, hey, your wife like that. She ain't scared of nobody. Man, she like that. My Aunt Sheila love my wife. Now everybody else in the family maybe got their feelings or whatever, but my Aunt Sheila, she loved my fucking wife. I know that for a fact because she told me. She said, "Oh, when that shit happened at the house, who was over West Baltimore, White Lot, and that shit happened, man." And I told her my aunt later that after that shit happened, she was like, "Oh, she like that. She ain't scared of none of us." And my aunt told me, "Don't no woman do that shit for you like that." My aunt told me that. My aunt should have told me, don't no motherfucking woman do that for you. Ready to fight your family and fight everybody. You know what I mean? Come over your shit and fuck your shit up. Like, you know, I remember that, but my aunt, and that was her house when that shit happened, when my wife did that shit. Like, they wasn't scared of my wife, but they was like, oh, she ain't, she don't play like that when it come to that nigga. That nigga better respect this woman. That's what my aunt told me. It's like, oh, you better respect her. She don't play like that. She ain't on that bullshit you be on, nigga. My aunt, I had conversations with my aunt, man. Like, even my cousin, that's his mother. I had conversations with my aunt, man. It's like, that's why me and my wife, we the way we are. Because I had conversations with my aunt. My aunt was like, hey, yeah, she don't play like that. Who does that with the family? Nigga, we could have jumped the shit out of Mika that night. I said, I thought about that shit when my aunt said it to me. She's like, come on, man. We could have jumped shit out of it. Man, everybody could have gotten our ass. I said, but you know, my wife ain't no pussy like that. But she was like, that's not the point, nigga. She was like, that's not the point. She was like, yo, she didn't care because she loved you. And she didn't play motherfuckers playing around with you or fucking with you in that type of way. Yeah, it fucked everything up, but she get fucked about you, though. That's why, if you notice, and she said this shit to me. She said, this is years later, but she told me, she said, that's why nobody in the family play with Mika. That's why motherfuckers, they'll call her if they need to talk to you, or they don't play with Mika in any type of way because they know how she get busy. And she ain't scared of shit. When you ain't scared of the fucking Jackson family, nigga, hey, nigga, you real like that to my family. You ain't scared of us. We don't play that. We don't play that shit. I'll just be trying to tell people, man. We did a lot of shit. I did a lot of shit in my life, bro. With my family, my aunt get ready to come up, man. That's why I'm a little sentimental and shit like that. Cause my aunt, her death get ready to come up next month. My daughter's birthday get ready to come up. I'm real sentimental right now. I ain't even gonna lie. This shit is hurting a little bit. I'm in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, people, I'm ready to get up out of here. Drink this last beer. And I'm out, man. I always tell y'all all the time, right? That as much as the bad memories that I have, right, of death and pain and bullying and savage shit, I got some good memories of my family that took care of me and loved me. And that's why I still have this goodness in my heart. And my Aunt Sheila and people like that, and my Aunt Billette, a whole bunch of people that I lost, bro, that, like, and when I tell y'all I grew up as an orphan, I mean that. Like, I got raised by my family. I got raised by street motherfuckers. I got raised by people. I didn't get raised by my mom. I didn't get raised by my dad and shit like that. Like, even still to this day, my dad don't even know how to be a dad to me. He doesn't. Still to this day. And it should be easy for him, but he can't do it. Because, he never helped raise me. I always tell people that shit. That's why I told y'all, like, when it comes to my daughter and shit, like, yo, that's why I have the love I have for my daughter. I love that little girl. That's the love of my life. I couldn't never see me ever not loving her. That's why she's the only, like, that's my only kid. My only kid. I never thought I would have a fucking kid. I would never. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I bullshit and lied and said I had kids young and shit like that, try to fit in with people and shit like that. Right? But I didn't never have it. I had no kids and shit. You lie about shit in your life. You lie about that. But my daughter's my first kid. My daughter's my first kid. So, there's a lot of my homies, but you live in Ohio. Yeah, I live there. But I lied about some shit. And I don't think I lied about it. It's just, put it this way. I lived in Ohio for a little minute. Right? And I fuck with a chick. Because it happened to me even in Baltimore. It happened to me where a motherfucker lied to you about a kid that ain't yours. That happened to me in Ohio. And still to this day, that I don't announce it because I know it ain't true. But it happens. Like, you still acknowledge that and shit like that. But I didn't do it. But I did that shit. But the kid wasn't on mine. It's a fact. And I found out the kid wasn't mine. And that shit hurt. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's the real reason why I never wanted to have kids. Believe it or not. Honestly. I never wanted to have kids because of that shit. And I didn't deal, like, I genuinely, at my core, didn't deal with that Ohio shit like that. It was a, chick I was fucking with or whatever, and that shit happened the way it happened, and that kid grew up, then, whatever. When I found out that kid wasn't mine, yo, that shit fucked me up, bro. And I probably treated her wrong and then the kid wrong too, in a certain way. But I didn't at the same time. It was a fucked up situation. You claiming something that ain't yours, and you want to hold it and keep it. And I couldn't do it. I thought I could, but I couldn't. You know? And I did it for a long period of time, but I couldn't do it. That shit hurt too much. And I always tell people, I wasn't a good person in the beginning of my life, especially when I was young. I wasn't good. I was a bad person. I did a lot of horrible shit. Now, understand, if I would have been the person that I am now, and that shit happened back in Ohio and shit, that the kid wasn't minding no shit like that, I probably still claim it, right? But even after that, I couldn't claim it no more. And I stopped claiming the kid probably 20 years ago. You know? So a lot of my homies like, yo, what happened to your kid? You talking about your kid been this? And I was like, now I gotta say to them niggas, I gotta explain it to them. Cause I claimed it. And the crazy shit about it, I know about it then to a certain extent, but I kind of, you get what I mean? I wasn't claiming it, but I did claim it. Because it made me look good in a certain type of way. Like I was still a good nigga. And a lot of my niggas had kids around the same age that I was. So I still kind of ran with it, but I knew the kid wasn't mine years ago. Like, you know, that kid is about right now, about 35. Not 35, I'm sorry, my bad. That kid is about I don't want to speak the name of that kid. They probably about 30. They're about 30. About 30. I fucked up. You know. I don't think I fucked up, but I kind of fucked up too, because it was like claiming something that you know that ain't yours. And I knew it. And I did what I did in Ohio. And I did it. Because I tell people I lived in Ohio for a little minute. So it was like, with that shit. That kid, even my wife, she know about it, but she know it ain't true. Like, for us of the kid. She know that. My daughter that I have now is the first kid I ever had. We don't ever talk about it. It ain't nothing to talk about. It's just, it's just what it is. You know, a lot of my niggas, they be like, yo, what happened to the kid? I'm like, yo, not my kid, bro. And found out it wasn't my kid. And then when I just found out about it, I knew that kid wasn't mine. And I just kept claiming it and shit like that on some ignorant shit. Not even just on the ignorant shit. I just kept claiming it because the kid was kind of mine, but you get what I mean? You know. My wife knows I ain't never had no kid. That's when my daughter's the first kid I ever had. But I did that shit. I was on some ignorant shit or trying to, I just on some fuck shit. That shit was, listen, that shit is complicated, but it's not. I did that shit on some fuck shit. I shouldn't have did it. And I think I tried to fit in. I didn't try to fit in because let me say this. I swore that kid was mine. But when I found out about the kid wasn't mine, I never told nobody that the kid wasn't mine. If that makes sense. Right? Like and I'm young, bro. I'm ignorant, I'm young. And I'm like, yo, all my niggas got kids. We young, 14, 15, 16 years old. Like, yo, no, this kid is mine. Like, so you trying to fit in and shit like that. And I knew then that kid wasn't mine. Because the chick from Ohio, she already told me. You know, I just was trying to fit in. I ain't gonna lie. So I was actually did wrong to that kid. You know what I mean? I told you. Listen, I always tell y'all I wasn't a good person all the time, bro. I did fucked up shit. I did a lot of fucked shit. I hurt people. I hurt that kid. Like, you know, I went along with that dumb shit, and I shouldn't. That kid had a father. I knew I wasn't a daddy, but I still went along with it to fit my fucking shit of who I was, or I was trying to pretend who I was. This guy trying to fit in with everybody else that I fuck with. Cause all my like, I put it this way: my man Alice, he had a kid at that time, and I thought I did too, but I didn't. So I put it this way: I lied about that kid. She exists, but it's not my kid. And I lied. I took care of her and shit like that here and there. Like, you know what I mean? But she, as far as her, like, she know who her father is, you know. But I lied about it. Me and her mother. We lied about that shit. You know. That's fucked up that we did that to her. You know. And I ain't even put that on her mom. That's on me. I fucked that up. So I told y'all, like, people try to sit around pretend that they good people and shit. I did fuck shit, man. To that kid. I shouldn't have did that. Try to fit my own narrative. I was young, ignorant, and stupid and shit. Because of my friend, because my homeboy Alex, you know what I mean? He had a kid and I was trying to fit in and shit like that. I knew that kid wasn't mine. I knew it, but I still claimed it. But a part of me, I'm not saying, like, a part of me still thought that this kid was mine, though. In certain parts. But when I knew the kid wasn't mine, I should have told everybody the kid wasn't mine. And it was years later. Yeah, it was years later. But still, when I knew it, I still was claiming that child. Like, you know what I mean? But I fucked up. I shouldn't have did that. You know. Because it didn't help the kid. It didn't help me. It didn't help his mother. But mainly it didn't help the kid. And I was still sitting out there pretending. Now, I told y'all, man, I'm not perfect, bro. I do fuck shit. I did fuck shit. But I knew that kid wasn't mine, man. And I kept trying to claim it. And doing the dumb shit I was doing, man. That shit was stupid. Trying to fit in. You gotta remember, I'm coming back from Ohio and shit like that. I'm not trying to make excuses, but that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to make excuses for my bullshit, you know, and it wasn't right, bro. And that child for years did not know who her daddy was. That's the crazy shit about it. Because I kept trying to claim it. Kept trying to claim that child. Like, nah, I wasn't her daddy. I told you I did a lot of fuck shit and bad shit in my life, bro. That shit hurt. I'm hurt by that because I hurt that little girl. And I hurt people too. Told you I ain't no good person and bad. You know, and I don't pretend I'm this great person, no shit like that. Y'all hurt people, man. Imagine. For almost 14, 16 years, bro. She thought that. And I'm very, very sorry to her. And my condolences and love go out to her. I'm so sorry about that. I fucked up. I shouldn't have never did that. And I can't blame nobody. Even if it's people that was a part of that, her mom, whoever. It doesn't matter, bro. I did that. That's on me. I fucked up. I fucked that up. I hurt that little girl. I hurt that little girl, man. That's all that matter. Ain't go fuck about nobody else. This is what I did. You know? So I just try to tell people that, man. Stop acting like you don't take self-responsibility for what the fuck you did. It fucked up. Shit still hurt to this day. That little girl, it still hurt. And I did that to her. And the crazy shit about it, nigga, she don't even want to talk to me no more. She don't. She don't want to talk to me at all. She don't want to talk to me, bro. And I respect it. Because I hurt her. And I lied. See how easy that is to tell motherfuckers you lied and you did some fuck shit? Right? You don't get no shit of like people glorify that. It's just, nigga, just admit that you fucked up and you did some shit wrong. I fucked up. And so that little girl to this day, I wish that she would see me in a different way, but she don't. She feel like I lied to her. And she got the right to feel that way. I don't get to be mad at her. I lied. I fucked her over. So I get that. You know? To this day, she mad at me. And I get that. And I'll try to reach out to her here and there. Without my wife knowing, nobody knowing, I keep trying to do that because I know I hurt her. I know I hurt her. And she's like fucking at this, like right now, she's like 30. Well, I ain't gonna say I know, but I'm thinking about, no, she's like 30 fucking something years old. She's like 34 years old. She's 34. And she don't have nothing to do with me. And it's okay. I respect her, and I get it. I understand it. And I still love her, but I get that why she's upset at me. I get it. Imagine somebody lied to you and say that it was your daddy. You know what I mean? You lied about it. You went along with it. So, yeah, she got the right to be mad. You know? I ain't never gonna be upset at her. I hurt her, man. I hurt her. Because when I finally found out about it, I should have told her. But I didn't. I went along with that shit. Then imagine, right? That she sees my daughter, that's my blood. You know? And see what she see. Tonight getting all the love that she get. And I cut her off the way I did. It is what it is, though. She ain't got no choice but to be upset about that. I can't be mad at her for that. You know? I fucked up. I lied. And she ain't my daughter. You know? So, like I said, man, I did a lot of fucked up shit in my life, bro. I hurt a lot of people. And I hurt that little girl like that. And that's why I always try to tell people, like, yo, you motherfuckers be sitting around acting like they ain't this no shit. Like, I hurt her. I hurt people. I hurt people in their lives, man. So all you try to do is just do better. You know? Let me tell you some real shit, though. If she ever said, hey, I still want you to be my dad and show some love and shit, I will go on my way to do that for her. But she just hurt by that. And she know her real dad, too. So I can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? I can't be acting like, oh, she, you know. I hurt her, man. I always keep telling people, when you hurt people, yo, you gotta understand they hurt. She's mad at me, and I get that. And I respect the shit out of that. You know? That shit hurt a lot, man. That shit hurt that I did that to her. We don't have no conversation. Me and my wife, we don't have that conversation about that. Because I don't think that's fair to my wife too, in a way. But I hurt her. And it's all good. I can't even say I miss her. Because that's disrespectful to her. You know? I'm always gonna love her and shit like that. That's just I lied. You understand? When you lie to somebody, man, you lie to them like that, and you ain't their daddy, and you ain't that, like, you deceived them. I did that in my life. I did that to her. You can't, like, I can't, you know, they ain't gonna get over that, bro. I love her. So to this day I do, but that don't mean shit to her. It doesn't. She feels deceived. She, when, you know, tell the truth, that shit don't mean nothing. You know? I eat my wife. I can't have that conversation with my wife. She won't understand that. My wife won't have that understanding. She can't. I'll do some fucked up shit. I had a kid that wasn't my kid. You know what I mean? And my wife know that that's not my kid. She know that, but there ain't nothing I can do. You know? When I was in Ohio, it's nothing that nobody can do. And I lied about it, and I genuinely lied about it. That little girl wasn't mine. I ain't even gonna put that on her mama, nigga. That's me. I believed in it. So I can't lie about it. You know? So shout out to, you know, our moms. I know who our mom is. I know who it is. You know? Imagine you know who the fucking mom is. You know everything. And you can't do nothing about it. You gotta chalk that shit up that you fucked up. I fucked that up. Even if it ain't your fault, but you still chalk that shit up as you. I fucked it up. Because it doesn't matter about her mom or me. Nigga, that little girl thought that I was her fucking daddy. You know? And that shit hurts, man. Imagine that shit, man. Like, I live real life. I don't live that bullshit life that people live. That little girl thought that I was her father, man. And I thought that shit for years. And then when I even knew about it, I still ran with it. Imagine that. So I was harming her and didn't even know. I didn't even know that I was harming that little girl. Now she a grown ass woman, but I'm just saying at the time, I didn't know I was harming her. Think about that shit. Everybody sit there and act like they better than the motherfuckers and shit like that. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I ain't better than nobody, bro. I never moved like that. Please. My homeboy was like, oh, what about your daughter and shit? Like, nigga, I don't even want to talk about that shit. I mistreated her. I fucked up. I hurt her. I don't talk about that shit. I really genuinely hurt her. Or if I bring it up even to my wife. I was like, the fuck kids you got other than your daughter? We did have that conversation though. We don't play like that. And my wife know everything about me. But I did hurt that little girl, though. I did hurt her. Shout out to Talking in the building. Shout out to Ron. Everybody in the building. I hurt people, man. That shit hurt real bad. I hurt that little girl. I hurt that little girl, man. Imagine that little girl don't know she thought that I was her daddy, but I'm not. You know, people want to pretend and shit like that. That shit hurt, bro. That little girl was hurt, man. And I was hurt too. But it ain't about me. It's about she was hurt. She was hurt, man. She couldn't. Say that shit from the bottom of my heart, man. That shit hurt, man. That little girl, man. She was hurt, man. I love her. Till to this day, I love the shit out of her. But I'm not her daddy. That shit hurts, man. That shit hurt bad. Damn. I miss her, you know, stuff like that, but I can't do certain shit. You know, be with her. I can't. I love her, man. I can't do it, man. You know, she don't give a fuck about me like that, like in that way. And I respect it, though. Like, you know what I mean? She don't give a fuck about me, bro. You know? I keep trying to tell people, she don't care. In that way, y'all hurt her real bad, bro. Imagine you hurt somebody that bad like that. I hurt her. I'm her father. In that way, bro. She can't do that. That's why me and my wife, we don't talk about it too much like that. Because what the fuck to talk about? We can't have that conversation. Me and my wife, listen, my daughter is my daughter. But for her, yo, that shit hurts, man. I mean that shit from the bottom of my heart. Like, yo, I hurt her, man. I hurt her. There's nothing I can say. Nothing I can say, or, you know. You know the crazy shit about it? I wish she was my kid. I wish she was. I wish she was my kid, but she's not. But I can't lie about it. I can't pretend that this little girl is my kid. That shit broke my heart. It broke me too. Do that what we do. That's all I'm saying, people. I'm out. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.